Right, guys, I finally got it. This set has not been the easiest to acquire. It came back into stock on Target's website yesterday. I ordered it yesterday morning, and I got it in my hand this afternoon. So it was probably just over 24 hours, and I had it in hand. So, good set. I actually already went ahead and ordered 2 more, because that's the limit on Target's website, is 2 at a time. So I do have 2 more of these coming, and we'll take a look at it then. Let's go ahead and, actually, let's just zoom in onto the box. So it is intended to be a 17 plus set, and it comes with 824 pieces. There is the Lone Survivor. There is Dog Meat, the Nuka-Cola bottle, the T60 bobblehead, some of the posters, Nuka-Cola, Nuka-Cola Quantum, Mega branding. Got up here T60 Power Armor, and then you got that as well, and I believe that's Spanish. Looks like Spanish. And then you got the collector building set, and this is being marketed as more of an adult set, as my understanding, not so much for kids. Obviously, given that 17 plus rating, probably not intended for kids. Alright, and then real quick before we get this all built up, figured we'd take a look at the back of the box real fast so you get a good look at everything. And I don't think I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. This set does retail for $79.99 here in the US. At the time of recording, it is currently available to order from Target. And then it's also showing as in stock at my local store. So that's good to know. So I may end up with another one. But yeah, I do have this one in hand, and I have 2 more that should be arriving tomorrow. So there is that. You get a good look at everything. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and head on in. Okie dokie. So real quick, while I'm getting this open, something that's different that caught my eye that I haven't seen anybody mention before. Figures don't all come in bag 1 like the Halo sets. They're separated out. It's kind of like how Lego figures are, where, you know, bag 3, bag, I don't know, 5 or something like that. So each figure comes in a separate bag. Right, so I'm on step 114, which is this step here. Working on putting it together, I found this piece is blocked off. I think I can probably cut that out, but just thought I would put this in here that I did have that defective part. Alrighty then, we got everything built up. First impressions are good. It's a very good set. The only thing I will say negative off the bat is this sign. Very difficult to assemble. I had a pretty hard time, and it's not even all the way together, to be honest with you. And then this side of the railing specifically pops off pretty much anytime I touch it. Another piece I had a lot of issues with building was this barrel. They have you put it on pretty early in the steps, and it kept getting knocked off. Fell across the room a couple of times, and I don't really see any reason that it needed to be there right away, so that's something that could have been added like as a final step, but it wasn't. It was one of the first steps for that section. Not the end of the world, everything went together in the end, but otherwise, I do really like this set. I'm glad that we're starting to get Fallout sets. I hope we get to see more, because technically we don't really have any bad guys, per se. You know, power armor, you know, if you're anti-Brotherhood of Steel, then you got some bad guys, but otherwise there aren't really any bad guys, and there's only 2 weapons in the line. I've got a fix for that, don't worry. But as of right now, there's only 2 official mega weapons. I'll start here with the posters and manuals. So you get 2 sets of each. One that has clear legible words on it, and then the other set has more worn down, little less able to be read. But you get 2 sets. Pretty nice. I'll probably put the more worn down ones on the set itself, and then keep the newer ones out to just have and be around. So you get those. You get the 3 figures, which we will take a closer look at in a bit once we get through everything else. Sit over there. And then dog meat. You get the, what is this called? This is the workstation for like homesteads. It's been a while since I played Fallout 4, but this is kind of like you need to activate this once you've cleared out all the enemies. So like at the Red Rocket, once you kill all the mole rats, then you can go in, activate the workshop, or it's workshop, that's what it is. You go in, you activate that, then you can start building up your settlement from there. So you get that. You also get a power armor station for making changes to the power armor. Obviously you can't do that with the set that's there, but in game what you do is you set your power armor into the little rack, which I'll show with our T60 friend here. They just kind of go, and then in game you can customize your power armor, like swap out pieces and repair damaged pieces, paint it, that kind of stuff in game, which is nice to get. And then we also get a Nuka-Cola machine. It does actually come, there's supposed to be a 1x4 in the same dark red, metallic dark red. I took it off for the purposes of having it here, because the way that it's set in the manual, it's supposed to stick off one side, and then that extra 1x4 sticks down, so it's flat. But I just had it off because it's easier to stand with it off. Let's see, and then I've got these here. You get one Nuka-Cola bottle. I'll try to get a better picture, or up close here in a moment, because I do have something to compare that to. You also get a bottle of Nuka-Cola Quantum in the Fallout 4 style, with that more like rocket ship bottle type versus like your standard cola bottle. Then you also get a Vault 111 bobblehead, and I believe that's the speech bobblehead, if I remember right, with the thumbs up. No, actually it was the thumb. I could be wrong, but that's what I think that bobblehead is. So it's that. I'll get those kind of set off to the side. As I pointed out with that barrel, there's actually 2 of those barrels. There's one without a lid and then one that has a lid. And the instructions are supposed to put the bobblehead on top of the one that has the lid. Okay. So, go ahead and bring in the figures. So the first figure is the T60 power armor. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna figure something out. There we go. So, power armor, it's very nice. It's got several printed points on it, and there we go, knocking them over again. That just segues into the backside. So you got a print there for the power core, as well as those tubes are printed in tan. And then he's kind of got like this, like bronze, it's like a dry brush and a wash almost over the entire armor, except on the undersuit, which is a Spartan undersuit. And I got him holding the 2 Nuka-Cola bottles because he does not come with his own weapon. As far as the instructions are concerned, the only weapon goes to the other figure in the set. But you do get 2, like I mentioned, you get 2 bottles of Nuka-Cola. There's 2 ways you can hold it. They have a clip on the back side, or you can hold them from the top, like the neck of the bottle. They don't have a removable bottle cap, which I can understand because that would be a really tiny piece, but I do think that's something that they should have included, or at least printed something on the top to show that there's bottle caps there. That's just my opinion of something that would look good as an in-game, or a reference to in-game, because bottle caps are what they use as currency in the Fallout universe. So there's our T60. And we'll bring in the Lone Survivor. So he has the only weapon in the set, which is this laser rifle, which is printed very nicely. It's got a dark green, and then you got 2 different colors of yellow, one for this wire, and then one for the laser cartridge. I think it's just those 3 colors, the dark green, and then that there. So there's that, set that off to the side. And then as for the Lone Survivor himself, he is mostly reuse. The only two new pieces I think are this leather harness. I don't think we've seen that anywhere else. And then the left arm with the Pip-Boy, that's a new piece. And maybe the right wrist. The right wrist, I could see that being in some other line that Meg has done. I don't know where it would have come from, but I don't know that that one's necessary. I could see that one being a reuse piece. Everything else on Lone Survivor, as far as I can tell, is reuse. Maybe the head's not, but to be honest with you, I think the head is reuse. It might be Captain Keyes, just in a recolor with black hair, and you can tell the hair did not really cover very well. I thought Mega would have learned their lesson with the Wasp pilot and printed the head in the hair color and then printed the skin tone on, which looks way better than this here. Let's see. So on the back side, you got Vault 111 jumpsuit. There is a peg hole going right through the middle one. It's not the end of the world. On a figure like this, I kind of would have preferred they didn't put peg hole, just because it is supposed to have that print there. But you have the peg hole there. You could add a backpack in theory. The set does not come with one, but that's fine. Let's see. The boots are definitely reused. The legs, I'm pretty sure, are reused from Call of Duty or Halo or somewhere. This leg strap is a reuse. It's got, like, I don't know, 2 pistol magazines. And then on the side, you've got this slot here where you could attach, like, a grenade or another pouch from the Call of Duty line or something. And on the other side, you've got 4 bullets there that are not painted. And I honestly probably will end up flipping that over onto the other leg, just because I think it looks better with the bullets sticking out. And then for his belt, you've got this, this belt comes on, I know the Halo 3 Marines, the new current Halo 3 Marines use this. I don't think it's the same one as the Infinite Marines. Let's see, actually I probably can grab one. I got one handy. Yeah, I do. No, it is not the same as the Infinite Marines, but it is the same as the Halo 3 Marines. The chest, pretty sure that's reused from somewhere, just repainted. And then, like I said, left arm, maybe new, maybe not. Right arm, definitely new with the Pip-Boy. The shoulder, I don't think is new. I'm pretty sure we've seen that before. That may have come on Elites, I want to say. I think I heard somebody say that. So that's maybe where that's from. The head does not have a peg hole in the top, so you can't put like a Infinite or any of the Halo Marine helmets on there, just in case you're curious. I don't think there's much else to say about the Lone Survivor. We'll set him off to the side and bring in the goodest boy, Dogmeat, who I think has a little bit too much black print on him. Looks a little bit too dark. I would have preferred to be a little bit more tan, more German Shepherd-like, but it's not the end of the world. And then he's got this bandana, which I kind of think looks better when it's flipped around, in my opinion. Kind of looks better like that. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. It kind of gives him that Mad Max-inspired look that Mad Max had in, on his dog in, which was that? Was the second? Road Warrior. Kind of gives him the Road Warrior dog look. The red bandana. So there's that. And then really quickly going back over to laser rifle. It does come with a blast effect, which is really nice. It just kind of slots in there, just like that. It gives you a blast effect, and this is the same blast effect piece that comes with the Spartan laser. So there are your figures. And let's get into some comparisons real quick. Okay, here's our first comparison. This is with the Silver Team Master Chief, and then this is the Wasp pilot that I had mentioned that has the much better paint applications for the head. So good that my phone's actually picking up and registering that face as an actual person face versus that one that it's not registering that with. So that just goes to show you how good that is. So with this figure, what they did is they molded the piece in the hair color, and then they printed the skin tone onto the head. And that alleviated the whole problem with skin showing through on the hair, which is what's going on with our guy right here. It also gives it a much more natural skin tone look to it. That's the Lone Survivor. I'll just actually get him out of our way real quick. Throw in the T60 next to the Master Chief. There you go. And one other comparison I did want to throw in real quick with both of these guys is our Brute from, I believe that's the one that comes with the Razorback. I am curious to see how Mega would do Brutes, if they're going to be completely new, or excuse me, not Brutes, Super Mutants. How Mega would do Super Mutants, if they're just going to reuse molds from the Brutes, because I think the Super Mutants do actually have a helmet that looks a lot like that, so they could potentially reuse that, or if they're going to give us completely new molds, probably give us a new head mold maybe, new arms, like muscular arms, but they do actually have muscular arm molds already, so could potentially see that. I personally would rather see them be bigger figures that are a little bit taller, like something that high or something like that. I don't know that Mega would necessarily do that if they do get around to doing Super Mutants, which I hope they do. I hope that we do get to see more sets that come with more figures, and Super Mutants being some of them, because they're pretty iconic with the Fallout line, but that would be good to see. So next we'll go into our next comparison. Alright, and then for the next comparison, we're going to go with the G.I. Joe figures that also came out right about the same time. Fallout and G.I. Joe sets started releasing at about the same time, I think. They were not that far apart as for releases. The G.I. Joe set I got pretty much right when they started releasing. I didn't get the Fallout set until, obviously, today, and I just killed Duke. But I'm going to put them side to side. Especially these two here, the Lone Survivor and Duke. Something that I find interesting is with Duke, his head is also printed the same way that the Lone Survivor's is, but you can tell just by looking at it, Duke looks a lot better for some reason than the Lone Survivor. So all the paint that you see on Duke's head is printed on. It is not done how the Wasp Pilot is, where it's hair color and then skin tone printed on. But I think Duke looks a lot better, in my opinion, than the Lone Survivor. And I do have one more comparison that I want to show you guys that I think you guys are waiting for. And for our last comparison, which I know is the one that everybody was waiting for, this is the Mega version of Lone Survivor compared to a Lego version. This Lego version obviously is not an official figure. This is a third-party figure made by Brick Tactical, I believe, who has made this figure. Actually, yes, it was Brick Tactical. So, bring them around back. And they both have a laser rifle, and there's actually quite a few weapons that Brick Tactical has made that I have that I will show, and they are compatible with the Mega figure. So until Mega starts giving us more molds, that'll do for weapon-wise. Because as of right now, Mega's only made the two weapons. They made the laser rifle in this set, and then the shotgun, which is not a new mold, that's an existing mold, but they only put one weapon in the other set as well. It comes with I think it was 5 figures in the other set. We'll take a look at that one in a couple of weeks once I get that one in. I have one on order, but it has not arrived yet. But here's these two guys compared. The Lego one looks far more detailed, and that is because it is done by a third party. But honestly, I do like the 3D aspect that the Mega figure gives you. I like that a lot more. While the Lego one has a lot more printing done to it, this is obviously done by a third party. And if Lego were to ever get the license for Fallout, which I don't think that they would, However, they are open to doing some pretty controversial stuff, but I don't think they'd ever do Fallout. But yeah, there are those two figures side by side. This one, obviously, the Mega figure has a printed weapon. The Fallout ones are not, but they could be painted, or the Fallout, they're both Fallout. The Brick Tactical ones are not painted, but that's fine. I think they are intended for you to paint them, which could be done, just not something I had gotten around to. Okay, real quick, here's what the Lone Survivor looks like with the Brick Tactical Classic 10mm pistol and the Fallout 4 10mm pistol. I do have more weapons to show. I think I'm going to do that in a separate video, though. Just give you this little teaser here. I think I'll do that in a separate video just because those pieces, obviously, they're not included with the set, and this video is going to be more focused on this specific set. So I will set those, the rest of those aside, and I'll make a separate video for that. Okay, now let's focus on the build itself. Overall, pretty good build. I personally would have liked to see it be a little bit bigger, because they do claim that it's accurate building. Yes and no. It's got the look to it, but I would have wished that it was like, I don't know, twice as wide. And I do have more of these coming, so I probably will expand this potentially. I did also think about kind of shifting this into a building that could be used with the Halo, which I may do as well. Haven't really decided on that, but I would have wished that it was like twice the width of what it currently is. Because in game, the Red Rocket that this is supposed to be based off of, you have your garage, which should be a little bit bigger because there's supposed to also be a weapon, or yeah, there's supposed to be a weapons workbench kind of in this corner here. You needed your power armor, you have your workshop, and then I think there's also another little thing in that corner as well. So I think there were supposed to be two other like large builds like that. They're supposed to go into this garage. And then up front you had your store, which was probably twice as wide as what this is. And then you had like a little office back there that you could put a bed into. You might have actually had a bed in it, I can't remember, in the game. But there's supposed to be like a little office back there as well. And then the fuel pump is obviously not big enough to even put a vehicle. This is a Mongoose, and can't even put the Mongoose in there to get fuel. Which I don't even think it runs off of nuclear fuel, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of these little vine pieces, I didn't really follow directly which one goes where. That's fine. It comes in two colors. You get like this green and then like a lime color. I think you get one more of the green color than you get the lime. I think you get 4 lime and 5 of the green. Those are kind of spread throughout the set. And then you get a couple more behind the sign there. You got a little bit of an interior, and the roof comes off relatively easily. Easier to do with two hands. And you kind of look into there. That's what I was talking about with that sign. It comes off super easily. That's definitely one downside, is that the construction of this sign is not perfect. Alright, so my final thoughts on the set. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It is good, but it's not the best that it could have been. I have a lot of issues with that sign, and I do wish that the build was a bit bigger, and I also wish that there was at least one other weapon included for the power armor to be able to use. That way you can use that as a separate figure. The way that the box art is, the way that the instructions are, it kind of indicates that this is supposed to be empty unless you pop that guy's head onto it, because it does actually show that in the instructions, and it does on the back of the box. But yeah, I do wish they would have included another weapon. You know, they could have just thrown in, say, the shotgun, or given us a second laser rifle. Yeah, I do wish they'd put another weapon in there at the bare minimum. That's kind of something that it needed. Would I like the set to be bigger? Yes. That would have caused the price to go up a bit. Yeah, and I can deal without that. And then this sign, just a pain to put that sign together. And as we saw in the video, it likes to pop off very easily. So that's just something to keep in mind. This is definitely more of a display set than a play set, in my opinion. But for a Fallout fan, spent a lot of time playing Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 4, not as much. I was more into New Vegas and Fallout 3 were more of my jam. But I did spend a lot of hours playing Fallout 4, both on PC and on Xbox. So, lot of nostalgia for this set. You know, I got Fallout 4 on midnight. I've been in a lot of parts of Boston where most of the game takes place. I've gotten to see several of those locations in person. They don't have Red Rocket there, but I did get to see a lot of places that Fallout 4 took place in, which was pretty cool. So if you made it this far into the video, comment down below what you would like to see be the third set in the Fallout line. We currently have the 2 sets, but what do you think the third set should be? Should it still be something Fallout 4 related, or should it be something else, like New Vegas or Fallout 3? Or classic Fallout, like Fallout 1, Fallout 2? So go ahead, leave that comment down below. While you're down there, make sure you like, and if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Excuse you, I'm trying to film here.